Really, you know what it really is, man? It's really a loss of impact here. And the consequences or the roots of the problem are challenging a ball that's not there. Like, we don't need to force it, or it's not an open shot. Or like that's like the secondary problem, right? Like, so it's a loss of impact here. Why is that happening? We're playing a ball that just doesn't need to be played. And then what is the consequence of that? These awkward double ball side rotations where there's only one boost. Only one person's getting the recovery boost. Now this dude is 0. If there's pads, there's only one person tracking pads. And then you're just clogging space for a third man. And this works. Kinda. It's still inefficient when a third is back. But that's putting a lot of pressure on your third to have awareness and have the game sense to play back. Okay, so we have Door. This will be Grand Champ 1, Grand Champ 2 in preparation for RSC playoffs. Let's see what's going on. We're going to do something. I mean, I'm going to have an open mind and just let the review ride, but since they have playoffs tonight, I think I'm going to try and consolidate today's training advice to like one topic. One topic individually, one topic as a team. Keep it very, very simple. Reduce the overthinking process during competition. So I'm just going to make a comment on this play. We're going to see if it happens, right? Like, just to like talk through the game sense, going like hyper specific right here. So teammates on backboard, teammate booms it. Teammates continuing their momentum that way, right? You're at a position, right? You can't force this. Like, you could force this ball with a drive challenge, which is what we do. But you can't play the ball. You could only force the ball. You and your teammate are roughly the same position, right? So you're almost doubling with their momentum right now. And it's like you go to force it, and they could have done the same thing, right? Because they couldn't play the ball, you couldn't play the ball. It's only a force challenge. They pick it up, you push forward, and then this is really the mistake happened with the force, but this is the consequences of the mistake, where now you two are tracking the same rotation, which is fine, but I'm going to see if that happens, just because, like, you never want, I shouldn't say never, but, like, rotations that look like this in a 3 setting, like, ball side rotation is one thing, but, like, a ball side rotation, if this player was here and you're right, like, if you weren't here, Door, you're out of the equation, and this player and this right ball side, that's a good ball side rotation, but, like, a double ball side with a third, it's just awkward, inefficient. It doesn't mean you'll get scored on every time from this, but it's just inefficient, right? Like, there's only going to be one boost. There's going to be no pads. Like, only one player is going to get the big boost. Only one player is going to get the small pads. It's just, like, awkward. And then that player gets demoed. But it stems from this, of kind of forcing this when we didn't have to force this. So that's what I'm gonna, and like, see how it leads into, like, now Crypt got demo spawned, you're all the way over here, and now no one's pre-jumping the airplay. That all results from the double force, but it results from that double ball side rotation. Good job. You know, we get it right back with the transition. It's fine. It's just another ball. We didn't really need to force. We're still going to score, which is good. Good. Good play. On a team level, I mean, I'm picking on Zach today, I guess, but, like, Zach just doesn't need to go for this. There's nothing here. Nothing there. I know you just scored 3 goals in a row, so you're feeling confident, but, I mean, even at, like, a champion level, that's backboard defended. But that's very similar to, I just feel like, Door's play right here. I would say on a bigger picture, it's playing the ball in the offensive midfield when there's someone pre-jumping, or there's a backboard defender, or there's a goal line defender that has an easy ball. I would say on a team level, that is a repeatable mistake that's happening. It's specifically, dude, right here, where the second, first, third man, whoever man it is, it's not even really roll and rotation base. It's just position, rotate, cycle, don't play it. An easier way to think about that is just like diving the net, just to show the the difference is, look at this. And the game sense being, okay, we're out of position, that's why we shouldn't go. Let's say we're in position. No matter what we do, you're not changing Ditto's decision, anyone's decision. Like, this is not changing anybody's play. It's not forcing anybody. I'll show their POV. You could argue that maybe they heard you jump. But I promise that force challenge is not changing the play. But look at the difference. Like, this is when we want to dive the net. When it's wide open. Meaning, like, there's a goal line defender, awkward, no one's challenging. Good. It's a good peel off. And this was what made me talk about it. Good. I would say right there, that's mechanical improvement store. Good play. Man, the only thing I don't like is these, like, double ball side rotations. It's just awkward. Really, it stems from playing a ball, playing an opportunity that's not there. Similar to the... Really, you know what it really is, man? It's really a loss of impact here. And the consequences or the roots of the problem are challenging a ball that's not there. Like, we don't need to force it, or it's not an open shot. Or, like, that's, like, the secondary problem, right? Like, so it's a loss of impact here. Why is that happening? We're playing a ball that just doesn't need to be played. And then what is the consequence of that? These awkward double ball side rotations where there's only one boost. Only one person's getting the recovery boost. Now this dude is 0. If there's pads, there's only one person tracking pads. And then you're just clogging space for a third man. And this works. Kinda. It's still inefficient. When a third is back. But that's putting a lot of pressure on your third to have awareness and have the game sense to play back. Like, that would be, like, how you deal with the double ball side rotation. I would rather, like, go to the source, and I think the source of it all is just diving the ball when you shouldn't dive the ball. More so on a team level, not individual level. Because what's happening, like, yeah, you got a demo, it worked out. You're not always getting a demo right there. And, like, I don't know, Dorm. There's two ways to think about this, because it is a problem. It's working, and then the question is it a problem if it's working? Like, do we even need to, like, think about this? If it's working and working out, would that enter overthinking territory? And, like, should we, like, actually make this a part of our play style, just being obnoxious in the offensive midfield? If that's the case, if that's, like, how you and the team want to play, like, you don't really want to overthink challenges or shots, you want to be crazy, you want to demo, you want to steal corners, right? Like, kind of this, like, swarm style pressure. If that's what you guys want to do, you need a deep third. You need a third at least at the midfield line, because that third at the midfield line is going to counteract the double ball side rotations and counteract if, you know, he misses, you miss. This dude needs to hold down the fort versus, like, them being right here and maybe this player booms it over their head for an easy goal. So, like, that's one way to think about this. Like, if you like how you're playing as a team right now, you like how you're playing, just think about a midfield third. If we want to call that deep third, we call it deep third, but just think about a third right here. If you're watching this and you're thinking, yeah, those are mistakes that we've been making, but we can't figure out, then I would keep it super broad and don't attack the net as a second third. Like, I would call this attacking the net, right? You're shooting, you're attacking the net. Don't do this. And you'll miss opportunity that way, in that, like, you're not scoring this goal, but it cleans up an offensive rotation to hold more, I would say, constant, cohesive pressure. So option one is not attacking the net to hold. Picture, like, if there was a graph of your pressure, it's like this. It's very constant. Option two would be craziness with demos, boost control, attacking the net, just craziness, but you need a deep third, but your pressure will look more like this. It'll have, like, higher peaks and valleys, because at Grand Champ, I mean, you can, like, first and second at Grand Champ, they're going to overcommit, they're going to double ball side rotate. It's just going to put a lot of pressure on a third to play a little bit deep, have good one-on-one defense, etc. So I would pick between those two, and I'll like continue to show examples. But simplest way to think about this, either attack the net, demo steal boost, and have a deep third, or don't attack the net, and you could have, you know, a little bit of a closer third. Because like every player in that rotation is taking better challenges altogether. That's like kind of the team stuff. And I would even like throw it in individually. Honestly, if I was coaching your team, I would say, okay, you got competition tonight. You don't play at a level where you get punished a ton. Go crazy, have a little bit of a deeper third to balance it out. Especially if you have competition. Like a longer term development would be more of that cohesive, constant pressure. It just depends, right? Like, I don't know if this is just a game where you're not getting punished for it. Okay, so you play, you rotate, Crypt is in the one-on-one challenge, loses it in your net. So it just depends, man. Like, do you find your third getting beat a lot? That goal was not a result of like the double ball side rotation attacking the net. But if you find your third getting beat a lot, then I would not have a super aggressive first second. Because you're just putting pressure on a third. And I don't think your team has a defined third. Meaning like Crypt is always third, you're always third. Everyone plays a role. You know, the trend would be Crypt. Crypt seems to be the third a lot. I would say everyone plays a third, though. Zach was a third when you and Crypt were double ball side rotating. It just depends what you guys want to do, and if you watch this and you don't want to do anything, it's like what I'll do is I'll show examples of the aggressive. I'll show examples of the two options, right? The aggressiveness or playing a little bit more safe. This is attacking the net. We're attacking the corner, but attacking any ball right here as a second man or a first man. Right? What it does, it puts pressure on this dude to score, to control, or to fake. If this dude doesn't do his job, and we'll see what happens, someone's coming on a demo spawn, Zach's in the one-on-one. If this player doesn't do his job. And if you don't cut, which see how you're over here. I don't even know where you go. Must have rotated. No, you got demoed too. You guys both got demoed. That's hilarious. So I hope you could kind of see this. I'll continue to show examples of like I would say this right here. It's coming off demo spawn. This is a lot more patient pressure. First goes, you're spaced out. You're playing patient. You go. Right? Very patient, calculated. No one's attacking that ball right there. I think your team leans a little bit more into the craziness because you guys are pretty demo focused. Right, so like you're playing the ball right here. Zach doesn't dive this. He plays a little bit more patient, kind of holding down the fort. I think Crypt got bumped. No, I thought he got bumped. I wish he got bumped. No, he just took a bad challenge. Crypt goes quick. Now you're in the one-on-one. It's one or the other. That's how I would treat it. Eventually, over time, they converge because you have the game sense of when to press, when to not press. But either go crazy in the offensive half, right? That's the 1-2. Think about it like with spacing. With the craziness, you have first man, second man, and then a third. With more constant pressure, it's like first, second, third. Everyone is like equally spaced, making a little bit more passive, patient, one-on-one focused decisions. Whereas this is like first goes and second man is like mirroring the aggression, following up super quick. But then third needs to chill. So where I'd leave this, I think the question you should ask yourself, does your third get scored on a lot? Do you score a lot of goals from attacking the net, demoing the goal line, etc.? And if your third gets scored on, then you need to, I would do like more of that cohesive pressure, right? Like not an aggressive first and second. Everyone's playing a little bit more safe. But like if you're not finding your third getting scored on a ton, then do this. Zach goes, Zach pushes for bump, you go, he misses. Easy goal. And that's more the question of, are you even playing at a high enough level where playing like very smart, cohesive pressure is worth it? Because you might just be able to outpace teams by playing crazy, but then it puts pressure on your third. So I hope that makes sense. If this is your average game, your team just hasn't been on defense, which is awesome. That's how I like to coach teams. It's important to get good at defense, but if you could just hold pressure the entire game and hold ball control and like build out a play style that way, it's a lot easier than playing like a counterattack.